Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to primarily be working on the Porsche, and so I'm going to show you some of the things that we're doing to get that rear end straightened out, using a lot of measurements to try to make sure that everything's square. But yeah, let's get at it. Okay guys, so I've kind of dug into this, and here's what I found. We got a crease in the frame rail, but luckily this is the main frame rail. This is just the one for the rear end, so that can actually come out. Same on the other side, there's a little bit of a deviation here as well. So I'm going to take both of those out. I'm going to take out all of this stuff, and I'm definitely going to take off the rear end. So we've got to go in, remove all of the seam sealer, and then I've got to drill out any rivets or spot welds, and we'll pull the rear end off. We'll straighten everything out, and then we'll get back on it. Well guys, I'm out here with my son, Xander, and we're taking apart the rear end of this Panamera. So we did get this frame rail out. We got these lower panels out, which are over here, and we've got the rear panel out, which is underneath there. Those things we're gonna probably little hammer and dolly those back into shape. This piece here is aluminum, so I should be able to get that back into shape. And then this one I can tell is a little bit out, so this one has got to come out as well. I'm going to take this piece out and this piece just like we did on the other side. So we'll have all of that out. We'll be able to straighten everything and start in a nice fresh way, so that we can bolt and rivet and glue everything back together. Okay, so after all of that taken apart, I did some rebending and did some welding over here, and then over here we took this out and it actually went back straight again, which is good. These corners, I'm actually taking a squaring point from the subframe, which is over here, which seems to be nice and straight, having no problems. I've had the car up to pretty good speeds and not having any shakes or shimmies, so I'm pretty confident that the rear is straight. So anyway, taking off of those points, we've squared up the rear end here. This is a brand new crash bar, and so all looks good there. I'm waiting for some of the rivets to get here before we commit this to glue and rivets. So these self tappers that came in here, they're not the greatest, because basically it's a really fine thread into aluminum. So if you get any stretch or whatnot, it's just not going to pull the panels down tight enough. So that's why we're going to replace it with rivets, just to make it nice and strong. Again, these pieces right here, strength is not their biggest thing that they need to have. What they need to have is they need to be able to crumple, because this is aluminum into steel. So when you get a rear end hit, you basically just, those things crumple like they did in this particular case. So I'm not too worried about the structure over here, just making sure that it can, hold all of the parts on it and be relatively strong. So anyway, the next thing that we have to do is replace that muffler. I have that in a box over here, so let's get doing that. Well, it was 74 yesterday, and now it's snowing. Welcome to Colorado. Anyway, so yeah, got the new exhaust in, put the new tip on, so everything's good, looking good. I even put on the bumper to test fit it, make sure it's in the right spot. It is. Next thing I've done is put in this pan, and now I'm gonna do that one, and then we'll do the side bolsters. I've still got to kind of knock out some of the dents and whatnot in those, but let's get on it. Okay, so after a lot of work, we've got both this side in and that side, and everything straightened out. Everything on this side straightened out. Test fit the bumper, making sure that it fits properly, and it does. Put the new reflectors in my bumper. Got those all the way from China. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy. I did order this guy over here, and to basically fix that little corner in there, but it turns out there's some damage to the top, so it's got to go back. So instead, what I did was pull this down. So I installed also new shocks. What you can see is this sits here. I actually fixed this area here. So what I did was, it was bent in, as you saw in the previous video, and what I did was I basically cut the part out, bent the inside structure back to where it needs to go, and then got that all figured out and got this all settled in there, and then re-welded. And this is aluminum, so I had to TIG weld the piece back in after reshaping it, and then I welded all of that back in, and then filed it down, and then sanded it, and then put a little bit of poly filler on it, and then got it with a little bit of primer. And seems to be okay. It's going to need a little bit more body work. There's kind of a bulge here that I'm going to need to work on, but at any rate, it looks a heck of a lot better than it did before. Tried taking out some of this stuff in the bumper. I have to respray the bumper anyway, so I'm going to have to go ahead and kind of sand those parts down, do a little bit of body filler. And remember, you have to do flexible body filler for plastic bumpers, so don't forget to do that if you're doing a job like this. But yeah, all in all, it's coming together, and I'm pretty happy with the outcome. Still a lot of work to do. Okay, so we got the seam sealer on, and in the words of Matt Armstrong, it's a faff. It was a pain in the butt, and I did a crappy job. But like Matt says, it's doing its job, so who cares? Put on the heat shields, put on the plastic surrounds. I got new ones for this side. It was only $100 or so it wasn't too bad. And then rerouted the wiring, so all the harnesses are ready to go. So these still have to be plugged into, I don't know, something. Anyway, we'll figure that out in a minute. Let's get started putting the rest of this back together. One of the other things I've done is I did order a new battery box. In lieu of that being like 3 to 16 weeks, I went ahead and just riveted some pieces of aluminum in here, which makes it pretty sturdy. Not as sturdy as the real one. So we'll be able to take that out and put it all back together once the new one gets here. And there are some gaps, so I'm not going to want to run this around in the snow or rain or crappy weather. But anyway, it's all basically back together. Car runs and drives. And we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the errors that we're seeing. I did put these new guys in. They're still not working. I don't know why yet. So maybe they need to be coded to the car. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, so let's get the bumper on. sensors right here is what we needed. So now I got to plug in these guys, which are for the valves for the for the exhaust. Well, that's the bumper on. Unfortunately, I really like Porsche's build quality, but this kind of thing sucks. And of course, did it on this side too. So, what are you gonna do, right? I guess I'll have to get new taillights at some point. Not what I was hoping for, but anyway, it's on. So, yeah, let me close this. See how we did in alignment. Alright, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. Alright, we did okay in alignment. So, pretty happy with that. Got a little body work still left to do. So, we also have to take care of this rocker today. So, I'll do that. Okay, so I did a little more body work to get this closer. Threw a little random white paint on there just to make it look like it's not in the body shop all the time. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much that wrapped up. Put the new hood on. Good gaps. So pretty happy with the way that turned out. Pretty much went right in. Put on the new side skirt, which is smartening it up a little bit better. So today got to do brakes or brake pads. I think it does need new rotors, so I'll have to wait to get those in. Go ahead and put new rotors on it. But we're doing pretty well. We still have some issues here that I have to fix. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, so the little things. This side fits much better. So I'm not really sure why that's the case. But as soon as the body paint comes, the color matched, we'll take care of this rear bumper here. And then we'll paint the entire back panel here and the bumper after we clean it up. So that should get it looking a lot better. Okay, so we're going to basically replay this video, which will go around the car and kind of show you what where we started before I show you the well, not complete end results, but the close to end results. And so as you can see here, we've got some serious damage that needs to be taken care of, and so this is the stuff that we did in this video, and now you will see the results. Well, after all that work, let's take a look. What do we got? So we're talking about the Porsche, obviously. And so if you remember the rear end, which was looking pretty sad for itself. Remember, dent, crushed in exhaust, bad bumper, liftgate that didn't work, dents, and then up front, which I really haven't done much of anything other than kind of pull this out a little bit and put in a new hood. I think it's looking pretty good. And here you can see, if I open up the back, it all works now. Basically, we still need to replace the tub back here. But anyway, and we have to figure out some of this trim, get some of this trim buttoned up in there, but I'm waiting to do that until we get that tub from Germany. So yeah, so there's basically just little stuff to do. I did give it a little bit of a wash, but I've got some little bitty parts coming on the way. However, we're really enjoying the car. So let me know what you guys think about this particular Porsche. I think we'll probably take it to a car show, even though it's a base model, but it's still a Porsche. And we'll see what kind of attention it gets, and potentially people who might be interested in picking it up. But anyway. And our new friend Brian has been busy. He's actually got the roof to work on the McLaren. So he's working on it. I think he sent the ECU off to get cracked so that the engine can get started. But yeah, so progress there, and we'll keep you guys up to date on what he's doing with the car. Oh, so that's it for this one. Nice, finally snowy day here in Colorado. It's supposed to get back up to 60 this weekend, so yay. That also means that I can get back on the SVJ, start doing some of the sanding, and then as the temperature rises, I'll be able to start doing some of the primering. The primer's really going to kind of show us the details of the lines and the gaps and making sure everything's looking good. In the meantime, I'm going to go out and enjoy this car. Can't even point right. And have a little fun with it until potentially I sell it. I kind of fallen in love with it, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, like and subscribe, guys. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.